Have you ever felt like you're just not good enough? Like everyone around you is smarter, faster, and just better? If you have, then you need to hear Layla's story. Layla was a fifth grader living in a small, quiet town. School, for her, wasn't a place of joy. While her classmates celebrated high scores, Layla's report cards were filled with low grades. She'd often go home with tears in her eyes, telling her mom, "I'm just not smart like them. Maybe I'll never be good at anything." Her mom would always hug her, smile, and say, "Oh, Layla, being smart isn't about being the fastest. It's about having the heart to never, ever give up." One day, a flyer went up in the school hallway. A small science competition was coming up. Layla's heart pounded with a mix of fear and a tiny spark of curiosity. Taking a deep breath, she decided to try. She didn't pick a complicated topic. Her idea was simple. Can plants grow in the dark? This simple question ignited something within her. Layla dove into research. She spent her lunch breaks asking her science teacher questions, her evenings watching educational videos, and her nights scribbling down notes in a brand new notebook. For the very first time in her life, she felt a thrill and excitement for learning. She wasn't trying to beat anyone. She was just fascinated by the process. Weeks flew by. Her little corner of the garage turned into a mini laboratory, filled with pots, soil, and tiny green shoots reaching for a faint light source. She documented everything, every small change, every failed attempt, and every tiny success. Finally, presentation day arrived. As Layla walked up to the front, her hands trembled, but her eyes were shining with a newfound confidence. She took a deep breath and began to speak. She didn't just recite facts. She told the story of her experiment, her voice filled with passion. She explained her hypothesis, her methods, and her surprising results. When she finished, a moment of silence hung in the air, followed by a wave of applause. Layla won first place, but she won something far more valuable that day. She won the belief in herself. That single victory changed her entire perspective. Learning was no longer a chore but an adventure. She understood that effort, dedication, and passion were far more powerful than any natural-born talent. Years later, that little girl who thought she was a failure became Dr. Layla, a renowned plant scientist, celebrated for her groundbreaking work in growing trees in barren deserts. In every lecture she gave to rooms full of bright-eyed children, she would always start with the same words, "I was once a student who failed my tests. But I learned that failure isn't the end. It's just the beginning of your success story. The real secret is to never, ever give up." So, if you're ever feeling down about your own journey, remember Layla. Your greatest success might be waiting for you right after your biggest challenge. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that lifts you up. See you next time.